Well, now you're right on time. Behind me on this board are 5 reasons why you should keep your money in a bank 2024. And guess what? I have a bonus point. That's the point number 6. So what you need to do is to stick around and watch this video to the end. And I dare promise you, I'm going to also share with you the tips of what you're supposed to do. Okay? Now, guess what happens now? There are only 3 things that I want you to do on this video. Number 1 is to watch it to the end so that you get the maximum information. Number 2 is to subscribe to this channel. If you're watching me for the first time, simply go to where my name is, then subscribers. You're gonna hit that little button, subscribe, and make sure that you like the video. That's that thing. Let's get into the business now. Oh, and by the returning subscribers, thank you for your eyeballs. Let's get to the business now. Why am I insisting that we shouldn't have our money lying idle in a bank? All right. See, the reason why I'm saying this, number 1, it is because we are experiencing what we call high inflation. Inflation in Kenya right now as we speak, you can correct me, this changes, depends on when you're watching this video. Making this video at around May, the tail end of the May, all right? See, you find it's around 6.7, 6.2, 5.7, in there between 5.7 all the way to, sometimes we don't even get these official figures and something, but I can tell you it is up there, all right? So the point is, do you even know what is inflation? Let me just explain to you in a layman's language. Inflation is the rate at which your money is losing what you call the purchasing power. What do I mean? Like, for example, if the inflation is around 6.7 or 6.5 or even 6, and why should we even have the inflation in the first place? Okay, because basically it means that things are increasing in price. See, if you have that inflation of, let's say, 6%, it simply means if you had 100,000 Kenyan shillings at the starting of this year and you let that money, up to January next year, of which it's a few months from now, you're gonna lose your 6,000. Clean 6,000. It's gone. That's what it means. Or in other words, okay, fine, I know if you go to the bank and key in your PIN and whatever, you're going to see the entire 100,000. It's true. But what that money has happened is that what could have been bought with 100,000, now you need 106,000. You need 106,000. That's what we mean by the inflation. So in simple terms, you're losing money. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And by the way, God is great a bit. We never experienced that double-digit figure in terms of the inflation. There are some countries that are experiencing 40%. Can you imagine 40%? 40%, it means that if you had 100,000 at the beginning of this year, by the time now you're going to December or next year, January, you have lost 40,000, close to half of that amount of money. Can you just imagine that? That's way crazy. So then if your money is just lying idle somewhere, and you can just imagine if you have like your million bob, you can just imagine losing 400,000, that's a lot of money, okay? See, the reason why I'm saying we shouldn't keep our money lying idle in a bank is to invest in these things we call the capital markets. Invest in capital markets if you want to retain the liquidity. If you don't want to fix your money, go invest in capital markets, likes of the or rather the likes of the money market funds, bond fund, bill fund, whatever, all those kind of things, okay? Now, that's point number 1. The point number 2, why you shouldn't keep that money in a bank is that because there are other better options. There are other better offers. You're so much clinged to that money just lying idle in a bank. Okay, fine. If you're accumulating that money to meet a certain target, there is no problem. But you're just throwing that money there. You have no plans. You have no immediate plans. You're just throwing some cash out there, doing nothing about it. I am telling you, you're losing it. The point is, there are better options that you can. Okay, I may not advise you to do this, but you'd rather even have a fixed account whereby you are even getting, even if it's 6% or 5%, at least it's far much better. You're losing, say if they give you 5%, at least you're losing only 1% of your money, rather than just overly having it. I mean, it is not good. It is not advisable. Right? So it is good to make sure that you fix that money just in case something shows up. And also the inflation is real and inflation is out there. Make sure that this money is not losing. You've used a lot of energy to make this money. Just go to your bank, tell me the type of an account that I have. I would love to change it to a different account, may say a fixed one or a money market fund. And obviously, why would you go for a fixed one if there is a money market fund in that bank? Go fix your money there. Go invest your money there. At least your money is doing something. You're cushioning yourself from the inflation. It's like you're working as hard as you can, and then someone is actually canceling your thing. Is canceling your. I mean, you get what I'm talking about, all right? So the inflation is always there. And in, say, maybe in US, I stand corrected, it's around 2.33, around there or something of sort. They say when it's around there, it's a bit safe and secured and stable. If you experience that in Kenya, every politician will be so happy because inflation of 2% is way better. It's way, way, way better, okay? Sometimes I ask myself, Why can't we just have the can exist without the inflation? But economics tells me sometimes it is actually impossible to do that. Okay, now let's go to the next point. That's the point number 3. You're not on the track of achieving what you call the financial freedom. Why? Because you're just idolizing your cash. Let me repeat, you've not jumped into the bandwagon as far as the people who are on their way towards achieving the financial freedom are concerned. If you think that you're achieving the financial freedom by idolizing your money, you're having it lying idle somewhere, not committed, not invested, not fixed, not nothing, you fixed somehow, you keep that money somewhere doing nothing, and then you're telling yourself that you're not on the track to achieve the financial freedom. If you're so much intrigued and you'd love to achieve the financial freedom, you'd love to achieve something related to money and investment, then doing that is not the case. But I'm giving a disclaimer here. If you're actually accumulating that money, you're storing that money, looking forward into investing it, that makes a little bit of a sense, rather than just having it idle somewhere. You do not have a goal. Have you ever met somebody who get paid and put their money in a bank? They are not on a mission of buying something. They don't want to buy even a property. They are not even working on the same, what we call the emergency fund. They're just putting that money. It's just there. That's now idle. But the moment you say, hey, guess what? I'm looking forward into having 100K at the end of this. I'm looking forward into having 20K, 30K, 10, depends with your capacity, 1 million, 10, 20, a billion, whatever it is. Now that money is already been spoken to. It's a money that is acting under the instruction. That money I'm accumulating it to achieve 1, 2, 3. That money I'm accumulating to do one. You get the thing. It's a committed cash. Committed cash. Amazing. All right, we go to the point number 4. It inculcates the culture of savings, or rather not savings but investments. You see, the more, and I always tell people, whenever we go to the world of investments, they differ. For example, if you come from Kenya, you will understand there is an investment called SACCOs. SACCOs basically, I don't know whether you can understand. The whole essence of a SACCO is to try to coach you how to save, manage your cash, build a good credit score, then they give you a loan, you go build yourself. That is it. But they cannot just give you a loan if they have not seen how exactly you can be able to handle money. For example, if you go to a bank and they ask you, we would like to get the bank statement. Let's say you're going for a car financing. Okay, now, which I highly discourage if it's not a business car. Say so you go for a car financing. Now, they ask you, we would like to see your bank statement, would like to see your income, how does our account look like? They just want to see, some of the things that we do in life, they just reflect our culture. They reflect our behavior, character. That's the term I was looking for. They reflect our character. So when we say, when you actually decide to make the first step of investment, you actually inculcate that culture of investment. And this is the point I was explaining. We have different levels of investment. We have the preliminaries levels down below there. For example, in Kenya, I would say SACCOs are like the basic of the basic of the basic and the traditional way of investing. You just show up to a SACCO, connect your, sort of payment through your SACCO or something, whatever it is, and then you embark on savings. It's a thing that has been known by our parents back then, okay? I don't know how we call it if you're watching me from a different country. And then if you go to the next level, of which it's a modern one, which is the money market fund, it's like the basic again when it comes to the investment. That's a basic one. It's not complicated. You just need your KRA pin, your passport photo, your ID, and then you can be able to open an account, and then you can be able to invest on a money market. It is not complicated. So if you can don't even think about other things, if you can just pick that one and start investing on it, you see your money growing, growing, then you get some dividends, not rather dividends, but you get some interest. As time goes by, you tend to understand, wow, so if I can make this, this money more and more and build and feed that beast, therefore I start to gain a lot of money. You're building that character. Then you can go to different levels like the bills, the bonds, you can go to the stocks, you can go to the index funds, you can go to things like rates and all those kind of things, bond fund, equity. I mean, the more you grow, the more you become more exposed to other options of investments. We together? Exactly. Now, we go to the other one. The 5th one, that is you actually enrich others and not you. You become like a pot that cooks and never eats. You have an African proverb that says, you're like a pot that cooks but never eats, yeah? Don't be a pot. Don't be a pot that cooks but never eats. Be an individual who you put that money into that. Because honestly, if you have that idle money, someone is coming here, there, who is a financially literate individual, people who knows how to utilize the loans and the debts and what have you. They come here, they go there, they grab their money, your money, they go invest it, then they pay back. And then once you show up, by the time now you show up, they have taken your money, they have utilized it, they have invested, they have grown rich, and then they have returned. And then you will come back, hey, I want my money. Your money is here. So who has benefited? The guy who borrowed that money and the bank itself. So those are the two guys who are winning. How about you? You're just a pot who is cooking the food and you're not eating. So don't be the pot that cooks and never eats. Be the pot that cooks and eats at the same time. That's a reality. Well, I know it sounds weird, but it's true. I mean, I'm trying to use some simple information to explain to you why you look like a pot that cooks but never eats. So be an individual who you put your foot into the investment. You know, no people that are taking loans, because the large way or the biggest percentage of the income or revenues from or for these banks and institutions is because of the loans, and say maybe other investments, but largely because of the loans. So therefore, you're also good to be in an individual who actually put their money into an investment. That's a reality. I told you, in the world of finance, you have to be smart. You have to understand your numbers. And in every deal, there is always a fool. And if you can't see any, then that's you. All right, so it's good to be smart. You may not know these things, but they are learnables. Okay, just take time, and the only thing you need to do is just stick on Good Joseph's channel. Watch as many videos as you can. For God's sake, I have over 860 videos. So if you can just sit down and consume all those videos, I'm telling you, it can change. I do believe we are over 8 billion of us in here on this world to educate each other and to learn from each other. And that's why I always encourage you. If you can, then leave me a comment section, a comment on the comment section. Tell me what you think or your thought or something of sort. Then we can exchange, we can learn. This is a platform that I created, and with you being on board, this is a thing that we can actually exchange some ideas and grow ourselves to the next level. Even if you never make the world a better place, at least we can make our better, we can make our pockets a better place, okay? Amazing. Let's go to the last one, which is the bonus that I promised, okay? Yes, banks are not your friends. That's the point. And I'm not going to stress on that, but they're not. I think you tend to confuse the friendship and the finances. Those are two different worlds. You're supposed to understand that there is a very thin line that separates those two things. So they are not also your enemies. I mean, they're just people who are serving their interest. Obviously, they claim they serve your interest. It is great they serve us. We love banks. I mean, we cannot keep money under our mattresses and what have you. We keep there. But the thing is, when they win, also let you win. Let's all win. Let's move together. They are great people. They are great institutions, but also be smart as you move along the way. All right? Because that is exactly what we do. It's like everyone here is important and worthy, because everyone contributes a certain thing in this community, and then we bring our fold, our world to be a better place. So for now, it's a goodbye, but don't forget this. If you'd like to have any call or talk with me, my number is always on the description of this specific video. You can grab it, shoot me a call, an email, then we can have a discussion from there for a cup of coffee's price. For now, it's a goodbye, and see you in the next one.